Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be the last video that I do talking about my reading goals. Yes, so bear with me because I did plan to have all this up a lot sooner, but then the laptop broke. There was a week where life was just not great. But this is going to be the last video in which I talk about my reading goals, and in this video I'm going to talk about 2 of the goals that I failed basically, and talk about the other one that I'm going to cover much later on in the year. One of my goals was to read some of the sources that had been listed in the back of a book named Trick Mirror by Gia Tolentino that I read in 2019. I really enjoyed it, and there were books that I wanted to pick up, or like academic references that she made, or articles that I wanted to read. Yeah, I never did that. I did get as far as looking at, you know, the list and sort of picking out things, and at that time I'm sure I still had like my uni access where I could access like different articles, but I didn't want to read them. And the one book that I did actually want to read, so when I went back to it and looked at the list of actual books, many of the books I wasn't interested. The only one I was interested in was The Second Sex by Simone de Beauvoir, and I put that in my Amazon basket and I just never bought it. So yeah, I flopped. I didn't read anything from that. I just didn't do it. I didn't read any of the academic articles because yeah, at the time I was writing my dissertation and I was like, I don't want to read any more academic articles. And then once I finished my dissertation, I did not want anything to do with that. So I was like, no. So yeah, that didn't happen. I just failed. I still want to read The Second Sex by Simone de Beauvoir. I don't even know if I'm saying it properly. But, no, there's no but. I will read it this year. I don't know what I was going to say. I'm pretty sure when, so I've just filmed my other video, but I'm sure when I did a little bit of research about her, no, it's not her. It's not him. I was going to say she was with Proust. I don't even know if they were alive in the same century. It is Jean-Paul Sartre. They were married or they were together. I don't really know the ins and outs of the relationship. I don't know them. But yes, I still definitely want to read that, so I'm going to read it. But yeah, I flopped that goal for hard. Didn't even read one book. There's no even excuse for it. I just didn't want to do it. I looked at it and thought, not for me. Not today, not in the next couple of months, not this year. So the other goal was to have closed captions on my books, on my videos. Now, I mean, I didn't flop this, but I didn't do as many as I should. And this one I genuinely do feel bad about because I just think that we should be doing that. And I know YouTube auto generates captions, but then I'm never sure how good they are. And like, I talk really fast and I don't know. It's like, I don't know if that's the best way to do it, is to just make sure that YouTube does the auto-generated ones, because what I have been doing is just going through and typing it myself, which obviously is why it's been taking me so long. So I have done a couple, and like whilst I was away from YouTube I did try to like keep on top of that, but the reality was there was just little time for me to do so. So I failed that one and I'm not really happy. No, you know, I didn't fail, but if you look at sort of the amount of videos that I published since I made that goal and the amount of videos that I have actually captioned, it's not great. So I just had a look and I think it's 4. I will put here the amount of videos that I published like in 2020 since I made that video talking about putting captions on my videos, and then you can like compare and contrast the figures. But it's not great basically, guys. It's not great. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to roll with auto-generated ones from YouTube and see how that fares. That wasn't a reading goal per se, but I do think it's something that needs to be done, especially, you know, in terms of like when people do Instagram stories and they caption those, just making your videos more accessible for people. So that's that one. And then the final one that I wanted to talk on, because that was the final goal that I had, was to read the books that I owned. So it wasn't something that I really started tackling until like 3 months into the year, or maybe 4 months, and that's when I put up that sort of video where I spoke about sort of tackling my stack of unread books. So I will link that in the cards for you and in the description box down below. But I think the best way to sort of take a proper look at that, even though it was a goal I set myself for the whole 12 months of 2020, would be around that time to just revisit that spreadsheet and look at the books that I still have left. So I feel like I've done well-ish on that. You know, the stack has gone down, like visually I can see it has gone down. Whether or not I've read a lot of it is another thing, but it's lessening. I feel less heart palpitations when I look at it, so I think that's a win. But yeah, I thought I would just look at that goal and sort of talk about the books I have read and how I've whittled down that list. So it was a bit longer than the time of 2020. It's about 3 months, give or take more. But yeah, I thought that would be the best time to revisit that. So that is me done with talking about the sort of 2020 reading goals that I set myself. I'm not sure if it'll be the next video or the video after that, but that's when I will sort of just wrap up 2020 and then also talk about 2021 reading goals and just what I'm doing. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching all of these videos. If you have just clicked on this video and you're like, what other videos, I will link in the description box down below my 2020 sort of reading goals videos basically, and it's where I talk about the goals that I set myself, how well I met them, and to be honest, I don't think I spoke in there about like what would happen in 2021, but I do talk about them. I talk about a whole bunch of books. There might be something in there that you might really enjoy. But thank you guys so much for sticking with me whilst I spoke about all of my 2020 goals. I am excited for 2021 and what lays ahead in terms of my reading. But yeah, we can talk about that in that 2020-21 reading goals video that I'll do. I just spoke so fast that I don't know what I said. But okay, I'm going to go. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in another video. Bye.